Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to create an engaged segment on Klaviyo. Now, an engaged segment is super important to establish on your Klaviyo account because this engaged segment is the segment that you're going to be sending to most often because obviously they've had a chance to open your emails, click your emails, place an order with you guys recently, subscribe to your email list recently. All these different sort of indicators that show us that someone is truly engaged with your brand or with your emails. And so again, sending to this engaged segment regularly is going to help to improve your deliverability with your emails over time. And that's kind of the name of the game. We want to get as many emails into the primary inbox as possible. So I'm going to jump into my screen right here and I'll show you exactly how we can go about creating an engaged segment on Klaviyo. All right, guys, so the first thing I'm going to do here is navigate over to the Klaviyo account. On the left side, you'll see list and segments. So this is exactly where we're going to go to create new lists and new segments on your account. So I'm already here in the list and segments tab. And then what we're going to do is we're going to navigate over to the create new. And you're going to either have the option of creating a list or a segment. So we're going to create a segment today. And again, this is the engaged segment. So first of all, it's important to define what is an engaged segment. So an engaged segment, in my opinion, is someone that has opened or clicked your email recently, someone that has placed an order with you recently, someone that's been active on your website recently, or someone that has been, subscribed to your list recently. So with all that in mind, we want to create a segment around this, and we want to have these different variables here to define what we consider to be an engaged profile. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to label this engaged. I'll just put LTV engaged L90. And for the definition here, I'll move this over to the side. Definition here, we want to do what someone has done. And first things first, I like to start with place order. So place order is at least once in the last 90 days. Typically, I find that 90 days is a good sort of like benchmark to show us if someone is truly engaged with your brand or your email. You can also play around with 60 days to 180 days, but I've done a lot of testing on this, and I found that 90 days is a sweet spot, especially if we're sending campaigns 2 to 3 times per week, which we should be doing anyways. 2 to 3 times per week campaign sends are the sweet spot. So if you're regularly sending campaigns out at that frequency, then I would say 90 days is a great place to start with, at least. So first things first, we're going to do place order at least once in the last 90 days. And then we're going to do, instead of and, we're going to do or, because we want to meet either one of these criteria. We don't need to meet all of these criteria. We just need to meet at least one of these criteria. So in that case, we want to do or. So then what we'll do is we'll do what someone has done. We'll say opened email at least once in the last 90 days. We'll click or again. What someone has done, clicked email at least once in the last 90 days. Do or again, and then we'll also do an active on site. So this basically will show us active on site. So someone has been actually on your website at least once in the last, I like to do 30 days just because it isn't as engaging of a metric as someone that's opened an email or placed an order. So active on site at least once in the last 30 days. And then the last one we'll do is what someone has done, subscribed to your list. And this is any list, whether that be on a newsletter list or on your pop-up form, whatever the list source is, subscribe to any list. And this kind of goes to show us that they've entered your email list very recently, so we'll still consider them to be an engaged profile. So subscribe to list at least once in the last 30 days. And then the last condition we will add, and by the way, this should be or. So let me change that to or. Subscribe to list at least once in the last 30 days. And then the last condition we'll add is an and statement. So the and statement is basically someone can receive email marketing. So this just means that we're only creating a segment of people that are eligible to receive email marketing, meaning that they're not suppressed or they haven't unsubscribed or they're part of a group of users that are able to actually receive marketing from you, from either being a customer or opting in from you in the past. So if someone can receive email marketing, and then you can just close out of this because person subscribed, you can just close out of that and just put can receive email marketing. And so just to review everything, we have place order at least once in the last 90 days, opened email at least once in the last 90 days, clicked email at least once in the last 90 days, active on site at least once in the last 30 days, and subscribe to list at least once in the last 30 days. And then again, important thing to keep in mind here is that all these are or statements and not and statements, because just one of these conditions need to be met in order for us to consider someone to be engaged. And then the last one will be an and statement, because we do want them to be eligible to receive email marketing. We don't want to include people that have unsubscribed or are suppressed, whether from bouncing or whatever the reason might be. So if someone can receive email marketing, and then that's pretty much the definition, guys, of an engaged segment. And so what I'll just do is I'll go ahead and create segment here. And it'll take a few minutes to load, so I'll just pause the video. And that's that, guys. The segment has been loaded, engaged L90. Again, feel free to play around with the 60-day segment or a 120-day segment. In general, I think that 90-day segment is a great place to start. But again, this is a segment that should be regularly emailed to, because obviously these people are highly engaged. They're expecting to receive emails from you. They've obviously had a history of opening and clicking your emails. They've placed orders from you recently. They've been active on site recently. So this is an amazing segment to send to. And we actually send to this segment a lot, just because this type of segment produces the highest amount of returns and highest amount of revenue for the emails that we send. So yeah, hope this video was helpful. Again, this is how to create an engaged segment on Klaviyo. Thanks, guys.